Ambitious and motivated are words that describe you best. Then you're on the right place. This is Motivational Radio Friends from Paris with your host, Longi Agoha.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in to our radio, Motivational Radio France. And like always, we bring in special guests. And one of the special guests I have today is Mr. Ogunmade Busayo, who appeared in our program last week, and he was really, really good. So by popular demand, I asked him to come back again to our program to give you more stuff, because I think he has more to give. And so today he's really going to speak to us about motivation and inspiration. So I would first of all start asking him how he's doing today, and then let him tell us exactly how he would define motivation and inspiration. So Mr. Busayo, how are you today?
Yes, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm glad to be back. It's
okay.
My pleasure.
Good. So how would you define motivation and inspiration for us today?
You see, there's a thin line between the word motivation and inspiration. Little research I've done want to link the two, that they're exactly the same thing. No, they are not. There's a thin line. There's a thin line of difference between inspiration and motivation. Let me start by saying inspiration and motivation have one basic function, is to encourage and stimulate. Now, their function goes into, like I said, is to encourage and stimulate. It is to show you exactly that there's a way out of whatever situation you're finding yourself. If you are a motivational speaker, one of the things that should be at the back of your mind is that you're trying to communicate to your audience that there is a way out, that they can actually achieve it. You appeal to their senses, you appeal to their intellect, you appeal to their emotion, and you show it to them that they can actually come out, they can scale heights in their careers, business, and personal lives. But talking about the definitional, and you see people try to define inspiration, that inspiration is exactly the same thing as motivation. No, they are different. I'll try to show you the difference between the two now. Now, if you check Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English, page 739, it defines inspiration as a state of being given encouragement or ideas about what you should do. I'll take it again. It's a state of being given encouragement or good ideas about what you should do. So if you look at that definition very well, it is more of instructional. So inspiration has a lot to do with instruction. It gives you a clear guideline as per what you are going to do. But now, if you go through that page 927, it defines motivation as the reason why you want to do something. So that is basically concerned with motive, is concerned with reason. So while inspiration has to do with instruction, motivation has to do with the motive behind why you are doing something. So motivation tells you why you should do it, what you stand to gain if you do it, while inspiration tells you the guidelines how to do it. I'm sure that explains the difference between motivation and inspiration.
Okay, that is very clear, because having a purpose. So motivational speakers are people who give you the motive why you should do a particular thing. Assuming you tell them exactly what it is you want to do.
Exactly.
All right. That is very clear for us. So, our listeners would really go into their dictionaries and check your definitions out as well, because it's true, we are here to learn. We're all learning.
Before we just inspire, so that is
okay. From what you're saying now, which one comes first? Do you inspire first before you motivate, or you motivate before you inspire, or both of them go at the same time?
They go hand in hand, but it depends on your own style.
Uh-huh.
Some people will who will say, okay, I will show you what you are going to get. Okay, if you have a child now and the child is not doing well in school, you can motivate the child by saying, if you pass your exams, I'll give you so and so gifts.
Uh-huh.
That is, you are motivating. The gift is the motivation now.
Right. The reason for.
Now, it doesn't stop there. You just motivate the child that if you pass your exams, I'm going to give you so and so gift. That is motivation. The gift is the motivation. But you need to show to the child what she or he should do to pass the exam. That is inspiration. You are inspiring the child.
Okay.
So the two has to come together before you can judge.
So would you say that motivational speakers are somehow teachers?
They are teachers. If you look at them from that point of view, they are teachers. They are teachers because as a teacher, you need to speak to to my intellect. You need to appeal to me. You need to show me what I'm supposed to do, and you need to show me what I stand to gain. If I am a teacher, you are not to.
But anyhow, because from my own perspective, from what I know, that if you want to be a motivational speaker, or anybody who is a motivational speaker should have a bit of psychology, because if you have to know the human mind, how it functions. What I'm trying to say here is that of emotion, because all that we do is somehow based on our emotional states. And if you understand my emotional state, then you would know how to speak to me.
Exactly.
So I think it's a king of war, more or less, a motivational speaker and an inspirational speaker. Somebody who has to have so many balls in the bag.
Yes, you need it. It's not just it's not a straight jacket thing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be versed. You need to understand so many areas of life, not just psychology. You need to balance it up with sociology and several other areas of life as they affect the regular functioning of humanity.
Right.
So it's a whole lot of job.
Being a motivational speaker and inspirational speaker. So while you're motivating, you're inspiring, encouraging, showing the person the way to do the things you want him to do or he wants to do. I guess because they always say that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so, somebody said, I think it was Mr. Ubongesian, who said that he never motivates anybody. That what he does is teaching, because people, when they come to his seminar, they are already motivated to do something with their lives. So what he does is just to teach them. And so I felt there's a sense in what he was saying. That when you want something done, you want to change something in your life, you're already motivated to do it, isn't it? So you just look for the teacher, and the teacher will start teaching you that.
It's like I said, if you go back to my definition, I said, okay, now the motive is there. Okay, you want to achieve something good in your life. That is the reason behind your coming for the seminar.
Right.
But what the speaker now, the job, the onus on the speaker now is to show you exactly the platform you need to go through so as to achieve what you want to achieve. You understand what I'm saying now? So the motive, like you said, the motive is there already. The reason behind they are coming for the seminar is well defined to them. That's why they came to the seminar.
Exactly.
So now the onus is now on the teacher, which is the inspiration, motivational speaker now, to show them the guideline. So I think,
I guess, yes. We're just rolling ahead. We're trying to, tinker out exactly what motivation is and what inspiration is. And I think we're agreeing that motivation and inspiration are one and the same, or they are brothers and sisters, and that you cannot do this one without doing the other one. Or, because if you inspire somebody, you need to motivate him. Or you motivate somebody, you need to inspire him again to go beyond normal thing he does regularly. And so that's very, very, I think it's very profound here. It's really something that would teach our listeners a lot of, they would learn from it a lot, because of the fact that we're really delving into what motivation is all about and inspiration, because many people, call themselves motivational speakers and inspirational speakers. But I guess it is very, very profound. It's something very deep inside, and you need to know exactly what it is to be able to impact lives, because we are life changers, more or less. That's the way I look at it. They are more or less life changers. We make people to take charge of their life, because I believe that all of us came here for a particular thing, a particular purpose. And when you identify that purpose and you begin to follow it, and then I think the stars begin to shine, I guess. Yes. So do we need to be inspired to be motivated, or do we need motivated to be inspired?
That's a path. Okay, like I said, motivation and inspiration are like twins. One and the other one, they are together. So when you're doing one, you need to balance it up with the other one before you can have. So now the question is now, do we need to be motivated before? Can you repeat the question again so that I can?
All right. So I said, do we need to be motivated to be inspired, or are we inspired, or do we need to be inspired before we become motivated?
Now, we need to be motivated before inspiration comes in. Do you know why I said so? Because one, like what Brian Tracy said, is that the only radio station that everybody listen to is WIFM. What that means is, what is in it for me?
Right.
Now, you before you do something, you want to know. It's not because of the nature of man. Everybody is self-centered. Kind of. Everybody is particular about himself. You want to know what you stand to gain from anything. Is it worth your effort? Is it worth your time? So now that brings me back to the reason. It brings me back to what you stand to gain if you do something. So now the motive, if the motive is clear, that's the reason for doing something.
Go ahead.
So if the motive is clear, now that's when you need to be inspired. So you need to be motivated before you are inspired. So in other words, what I'm saying is motivation comes before inspiration. I'm sure that answers the question.
Okay. Right. So motivation comes before inspiration. Okay, good. That's very, very clear also. Now let's go to the third one. What roles do motivation and inspiration play in our lives? What is it? What are those particular roles when somebody is motivated? How would you see the person's life? Is he going to be very different from what he used to be? Okay. Hello?
Okay, motivation and inspiration play a lot of roles in the life. Okay, let me look at some of the roles. I will itemize them. Number one, it stimulates you to raise the bar in your quest for positive change in whatever you want to do in life. What do I mean by that? Now, you don't know some things are even available. You don't know you can actually achieve some level of success in life until somebody comes up and tells you that it's possible, you can do it. This person so has done it before. So by inspiring you, by motivating you, it shows to you that you can actually raise the bar. You can wake up. You can achieve more in life. That's number one. Then number two, it encourages and gives you the support that there is a way out. If you are in a messy situation, if you find yourself in a situation in life that you don't like, you are not too sure if you are even going to get out. There are sometimes you find yourself in a situation that you're wondering, how am I going to get out of this? When somebody comes to you and he begins to motivate you, he begins to inspire you that there is a way out, before you know what's happening, you begin to see light. Winds of life hits you. Let it hit. Make sure you land on your back. I'm trying to paraphrase it. Make sure you land on your back. When you land on your back and you're still looking up, you definitely get up. Only those who look up get up. So now it's only when you are motivated that there's going to be a way out. If you lose hope, you might not survive it. So in other words, motivation and inspiration encourages and gives you support that there's a way out if you find yourself in any negative situation. Another thing that motivation does is ignites fire to venture. Like I said, it ignites fire for you to venture. When there's no venture, there's no conquest. It's when you venture into something that there's likelihood for you to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
In life, it's so easy. Now, it's either if you do something, there are two results that can come out. It's either you succeed or you fail.
Mm-hmm.
So a man that ventures, is either he succeeds or he fails. But a man that fails to venture, he has failed already.
Right.
So when you are inspired, when you are motivated to do something, you may succeed. And in fact, the probability that you succeed is very, very high, especially if you go through the rules of the game.
This podcast was brought to you by the Motivational Radio France with their host, Lonjago and Barris.